Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at a pretty weird keyboard that I found online. It's called the Ajazz K870T, and I'm Corridil, and this is Pulling Focus. So in this box we have the Ajazz K870T. It sells for 2,400 something on Shopee and 2,700 something on Lazada. I bought mine on Shopee because as far as I can tell they're exactly the same product. So I decided to save 300 pesos and get the cheaper one. It's the same product. But I'm not going to tell you how to live your life or how to spend your money. So if you want to buy it on Lazada, buy it on Lazada. Either way, you can find a link in the description below. On the front of the box, you can find an image of the keyboard and some branding that's in Chinese. Now, I can't speak or read Chinese, so I wouldn't really know what any of this says. Now, on the sides, it says Ajazz X Nakodex. Now, when I bought this keyboard, there was nothing on the buy page that said anything about Nakodex. And I was kind of curious. What is Nakodex? Who is Nakodex? And as far as the first two pages of Google can tell, they're a company that sells tempered glass. And why would a company that sells tempered glass be selling keyboards? And I don't really know the answer to that. Now, if you do know the answer to that, leave it in the comments below. So on the back of the box, you get more Chinese branding and another image of the keyboard. Again, I can't read Chinese, so I don't know what any of this says. And I think it's finally time that we took a look inside the box. First thing you see is the keyboard itself in some protective packaging. Let's just move that out of the way for now so we can see what else is in this box. Over here in the back, you'll find a Type-C to USB-A cable, keycap puller, and something you don't see every day, extra keycaps for the shift, out, control, and escape keys. They look like they're supposed to be Lego colors, but there's nothing in the branding that says they're supposed to be Lego colors. But again, I can't read Chinese, so it might be hidden in the Chinese version of whatever the branding is. So now let's take a look at the keyboard itself. The keyboard looks to be some kind of clone of the Rakk Lam-ang Pro or Rakk Lam-ang Lite, except it has no USB pass-through. So the Rakk Lam-ang software even works with this keyboard, so what that tells me is that they're probably made in the same factory, they have the same OEM, or they're probably using the same PCB. But unlike the Rakk Lam-ang keyboards, there's no indication in the marketing or in the packaging of the product that indicates whether or not this keyboard has hot swappable switches. So if you want me to take a deeper look into that, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll do a live or another video opening up this keyboard to see if it has hot swappable switches or not. The keyboard has a 10 keyless design, and it comes with the option for red, blue, black, or brown switches. Now, something weird about this keyboard is they actually come with Huano switches. Now, Huano is not a company known for making mechanical keyboard switches. They're a company known for making micro switches, switches that you would find in a mouse. But as far as I can tell, they're not any different from Gatorons or Otomos. They feel pretty similar. I've only started using these switches, and if you have any deeper experience using these different switches, let me know in the comments below. So I opted to get the brown switches, which is my personal preference. I like how brown switches feel. I like the tactile bump, but I don't like the sound of blues. Speaking of how they sound, this is how the keyboard sounds like. The keyboard has 18 predetermined lighting modes, which you can access by pressing the function button and the navigation keys. You can also change the color by pressing the function button and the right arrow key. And you can change the direction of the animation by pressing the function key and the left arrow key. Now, something I haven't talked about this keyboard so far is that it has a scroll wheel. And I haven't talked about it because honestly it doesn't have that many functions. It can't be remapped in software. It can only control the volume, which I think is really useful. And if you press this tiny button over here, you can actually change the brightness of the LEDs. I don't know how many times you would need to do that to warrant such a prominent button, but it's there if you need it. The other button is Bluetooth button, and yes, this keyboard has Bluetooth. Just don't forget to turn on the switch in the back before using Bluetooth. You can connect to 3 different devices at once, and you can switch between them by clicking on the function key and any of either Q, W, or E. You can set up pairing mode by pressing and holding the function key and the P key until the P key starts blinking. Now, something you can actually do with this keyboard without going into software is create custom RGB layouts. Now, you can do that by pressing the function key and any of the 1, 2, or 3 keys. So you can have 3 different custom modes. So I have one of mine configured for when I'm playing FPS games like CSGO or Valorant, and I have another one set up for when I'm playing MOBAs like Dota 2 or League of Legends. I left the other one blank because I don't really need another custom layout, but it's there if you want to use it. Now you can set up a custom lighting mode by going to any of your custom modes, function and 1, 2, or 3, and then pressing the function and the tilde key. Now let's get to the final point of this video. Would I recommend that you buy this keyboard? And the answer is a very hard maybe. I know that's very oxymoron-y with maybe and hard, but let's just say this keyboard is a very good option if the Rakk Lam-ang series didn't exist. Now the problem with that, one caveat of buying Rakk Lam-ang keyboards is that, well, you can't really buy them. They're always out of stock. But and sometimes when you do find them, they're massively overpriced. I've seen Rakk Lam-ang lights go for the same price as this keyboard, even though it's supposed to have an MSRP of 1,700 pesos, which is 700 pesos cheaper than this. So if you do find a Rakk Lam-ang keyboard, a Rakk Lam-ang light, for its MSRP of 1,700 or cheaper than the 2,400 that I spent on this keyboard, I would suggest you go with the Rakk Lam-ang light. Only buy this keyboard if you can't find a Rakk Lam-ang light at a cheaper price. Now, in a world where the Rakk Lam-ang light does not exist, this keyboard is pretty good. And I would say that sometimes we do live in a Rakk Lam-ang light-less world because you can't ever find it. I do actually really like the switches on this. I have nothing to complain about in terms of how they feel. At the end of the day, I'm gonna leave the decision making up to you. If you want to buy this keyboard over the Rakks, then that's up to you. But I personally really do like this keyboard, and I don't regret buying one at all. That being said, I do have other keyboards. So anyway, that's our video for today. Thanks for watching, and leave a like and a subscribe down below. It really helps. Leave a comment if you want to see more stuff. Let me know what you want to see and what things I can improve to make you watch more of my videos. Alright, until next time, I'm Carl, and this is Pulling Focus.